Hey, when are you? Well, you could say that you are in the beginning of this video. Just pause it and you will see when you are. You are here in the timeline, which would be true. You could say that you are in the year 2026 when this video is going public, which would be true once again if you use the Gregorian calendar. Well, you could say that you are in the year 13.6 billion if you count up from the Big Bang. Or you could say that you are in now. You are in the moment that you are right now, in the speck of time that separates the past from the future, which would probably be the truest of them all. That's when all of us are. But what is the now? The present moment? Is it a thing you can touch? Well, probably not. It's not a thing like this clock. Is it an hallucination created by us all? Why is it measured in seconds? What the hell is even a second? Well, for clocks, a second is a tick. That thin pointer that goes from here to here. This one isn't working because it's kinda noisy, but you get the point. However, how does the clock know that 1 second has passed? When to move that thin pointer from here to here? Are clockmakers a vessel of time knowledge? No. Clocks knowing what is 1 second would be attributed to the sun and cycles as a whole. It's kind of a mystery to why humanity decided that the Earth was to have 24 hours divided into minutes and seconds. Theories point to the fact that 24 can be divided by a lot of numbers, which would make it easier to manage. Anyway, there's 24 hours in a day. Each hour has 60 minutes and each minute has 60 seconds. But that's not a universal truth. That just tells us what kind of configuration we use. Okay, I'm going to take off the glasses. I don't really want to use them. Don't ask me why. Imagine a reality where we decided that a minute has 30 seconds instead of 60. Each second on that parallel world would be 2 seconds in our world, and that would be okay. That would be their description of what is 1 second, because that's what 1 second is, a representation of a certain period of time, in our human case, based on the movement of the Earth and the Sun. But it could be anything as long as it's predictable and always the same. If I had a ball that bounced 5 times per second, always on the ground, then 1 second would be the same as 5 jumps of that ball. In our world, we don't use a ball jumping, but we use the sun rising and setting, because it's predictable. It's always one day, it's always 24 hours. It always happens and always takes roughly the same amount of time. And yes, roughly, since the Earth and the Sun are huge, the variation of what one day is could and does vary a little. So to be super precise, people smarter than me had to find a cycle, something that always takes the same time and that could tell us precisely what 1 second was. And they did. 1 second is 9,192,631,770 vibrations of the atom cesium-133, which also varies a little, but in a very small amount, making it the base of what is 1 second nowadays. So this number is a tick in a clock. But yet again, we still don't know what is 1 second, what composes it. We just know that 1 second is described by 9,192,631,770 vibrations of the atom cesium-133. This still doesn't tell us what is the now that we feel. Yes, we could come up with the basic and vanilla question of it's just another dimension. Just like you have 3 spatial dimensions, you have 1 time dimension. Which is true. But still, that doesn't tell me what is the now. If you are just looking at a clock, if you are just looking at a clock, 1 second takes an eternity to pass. There's a lot of time, a lot of nows in that 1 second. So how small could we get until we finally reached the now? How small can we get when it comes to time? How close to now can we get? Well, we can get a Planck time small, baby. I'm sorry. Time and how it started in the universe is still, and probably will be for some time, one of the biggest question marks for humanity. We know that before the Big Bang there's a possibility that space and time weren't really a thing, as weird as it sounds, and that space and time were created only when the Big Bang happened, which again is weird and I don't really understand it. Still, we do know some stuff about the Big Bang. We know that it most likely happened due to there being a cosmic background radiation, and we know more or less what happened after said event. Before is a mystery, because before didn't exist, because time didn't exist, but we know the after. Kinda. Lots of energy everywhere, universe expanding ultra fast, matter and antimatter fighting against each other until somehow matter won. Epic shit. But what I want to focus is how much back in time can we go? How close to the Big Bang can we actually get? How close to now in the Big Bang? The answer is a Planck time, baby. I'm not going to put the sunglasses again. The Planck time is essentially the smallest possible time that we can understand. Maybe understand is not the right word, that we can describe. A Planck time is the time taken for light in a vacuum to travel a Planck length, which is, well, the smallest possible distance that we know of. Here's a video where I touch on that, watch it when you finish this one, I guess. Well, Planck time. A Planck time is like really small, super small, unbelievably small. Take a look at this. Flicking. Every second. We all know what is a second and we are familiarized with it. Pretty easy to understand. Well, a Planck time is described as being 5.39 to the power of minus 44 seconds, which is this number. So doing some quick maths, 1 divided by this number, we can calculate how many Planck times we could fit in 1 second, which is 1.85 times 10 to the power of 43 Planck times, or 185 followed by 41 zeros, which sounds like a lot, sure, lots of Planck times you could fit in 1 second in this flicking 1 second, but doesn't really get us the full picture like at all. I can just talk about numbers and yeah, you could fit a lot of numbers, but you don't really get it. Let me make some comparisons. There are more Planck times in 1 second than seconds in the whole history of the universe. There are more Planck times in a second than milliseconds in the whole existence of the universe. Another one, there are almost as many Planck times in 1 second as molecules on the entire Earth's atmosphere. It's really, really, really small, far, far away from we could ever begin to even understand. So since this is the smallest possible time, do we live in a Planck time? Well, of course, we go through millions and millions and trillions and whatever of Planck times every second, but I mean, a gazillion Planck times passed while I said this sentence. We can't really be living in a Planck time, not because they passed super fast and you can't even experience them, but because that can't be the present. Let's say you had a freezing time machine and you clicked the button of freezing the time. Would it freeze at a Planck time? Well, no, it would freeze at 0 time, at present time, right? Time needs to pass to reach what we call a Planck time. So the present can't be a Planck time. But what is it? Is it an infinitely small fraction of what we call a Planck time? Does the present moment, a time 0, even make sense in our universe? How can we be sure that the present even exists? I mean, complexity aside, it sure as hell exists. It's the line, the door that separates the past from the future. But wanna know the worst part? You don't even know what the present actually looks like. Look at this clock. Again, pretty cool, pretty useful, it measures time and things like that. But why do I see this clock? How can I see it? Well, photons that reflected from the surface of the clock reach my eyes, the light is processed into information, it reaches my brain, and an image is created there, and I see. So I am not seeing the clock as it is right now, I'm seeing it as it was, as the reflected particles that hit the surface of it were just a few milliseconds ago, sure, but still, I'm seeing it as it was. And everything that we experience has these properties. We do not see, nor hear, nor feel, nor touch anything as it is. We experience it as it was a few moments ago. We are all essentially hallucinating time and every other sense that we have, for all that matters, and not just because what we feel as now is actually the past and we mix various stimulus like hearing and seeing to create the now, but also because maybe time and all other senses aren't even real in a way. Our brain creates visual stimulation. We are not seeing things directly, we are not connected to it. Our brain creates an image. Our brain also creates the feeling of touch. We do not touch things. Atoms do not touch each other. Our brain creates the feeling of touch. So maybe our brain creates time, which is completely ungraspable. Time may not be real. Or maybe everything that has happened and that will happen is already happening in a way, and we are just living through it, and our brain creates an experience that makes us live through the things that are going on all at the same time. And it's weird, and well, that would essentially confirm that we don't really have free will and that the feeling of choosing is an illusion. That would also mean that the universe doesn't really have a beginning, nor does it have an ending, or maybe it does, but it's happening at the same time. Ungraspable. So since we can't really grasp it, since time not being actually real is something that is far, far away from what we can understand, let's all agree that we live slightly in the past and that we mix different output signals to create the now, and that slightly in the past mixed output signals is our now. We still don't know what is the now or when we are. Is the now infinitely small, a moment that is always unreachable, just like an horizon? Is it impossible for us to even get it? Well, kinda. We know that we live in the now, but we only have that knowledge because we think that we understand what time is. There's a past, there's a now, and then there's a future. If there was no understanding of, let's say, the past, or better saying, if there was no ability for us to save memories and understand the concept of past and future, there would be no way for us to know that we live in the now. The now would have no meaning. Actually, if now was the only thing that we knew, we would know anything. We wouldn't even be conscious. Yes, conscious experience, our human conscious experience, what we understand to be conscious only exists because this concept of past and future exists, most importantly, because past exists, the memories. Let's say that you were a being with no ability to storage any kind of memory. There was no way for you to access the past. You have no memories. You only live in the present moment. Only. Well, if you were a human, you would have no way of understanding anything. Every moment would be unique, every fraction of a second, not even that. Every now would be the only reality you know. You would really, for the first time, live in the now. You wouldn't live in 1 second. You would live in the exact present moment with no way to access what happened before, because you wouldn't know what the past was. And because of that, you would have no way of understanding what the future moment would be. If there are no memories, there is no you. You don't know what you were, you don't know what you will be, and so you can't know what you are. Which means that you are not living only in the now. It's impossible. You are the gathering of what you were in the past, the now, and the what you will be in the future. So when the fuck are you? When the fuck am I? I can't just be in the now. It's not reasonable. So maybe I am every when? The truth is, when you are is well irrelevant. I'm sorry to break it down for you, because you are, for the lack of better words, any when. Let's imagine you and your life as a whole, from the moment you were born to the ending of your life. All your memories, achievements, wins, losses, everything that you lived while you were able to well breathe. Let's say that that time is going to be about 80 years, if you are lucky enough. Now let's think of the vastness of the universe, more precisely the vastness of time. Before you, before the Earth, the galaxy, and even the universe itself, time stretched in ways we are far from being able to understand. Was it real before the Big Bang? What does it mean for time to start? Again, no one really knows. So let's say that in this gap of time that you call life, time stretched infinitely back to the past, and it will stretch infinitely forwards to the future. And so you are here, with infinity on your back and front. You are essentially pointless. You are a speck of time in an endless sea of time. In the grand scheme of things, you are untraceable. All the time you spend alive means nothing. Those 80 years are worthless when it comes to the infinity of everything. They would be already worthless if you compare it to the age of the universe, to the age of the Earth, let alone to the infinity of time itself. You are effectively any when. Your existence, my existence, will be forever lost once we die. We will be forgotten in 100 to 200 years after our death, let alone after infinity has passed. But yet, we are still here. As weird as it sounds, we made an appearance into infinity against literally all odds. Not even time odds, but evolutionary, parents meeting, sperm entering the egg odds. Somehow, We are here experiencing this very, very, very brief moment in history. A moment that will, and it will very soon, be over and forgotten forever. And yes, I mean very soon. 13.6 billion years have already passed since the beginning of the universe. That's a lot of time, and we are already here. It already passed. So sooner or later, another 13.6 billion years will have passed. We will be, and we already are, any when. And that's okay. Honestly, I think it's quite cool to have made an appearance into nothing. We have made an appearance into infinity. We are here even if, probabilistically, it's impossible to be here right now. So when are we? I have no clue. I don't know when we are in the present, what is the present, or when we are in the cosmic scale of everything. I just know that we live in this complicated mix of past and future and, again, now, and that our existence is floating in an infinite sea of time. Because just like always, I have no right fucking answers to give you, because I'm worthless. The days are short and we are all going to die. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch another video about this topic, it's here or here, I don't know. It's about death and sleep and woo things. Yeah. See you on the next one.